It's going to be a spectacular event, and it's going to make way for an even more spectacular downtown scenario. Let me talk real quick with Pete Horan, who's with 2nd and Main Street Project, who is actually the guy who's coordinated this whole effort here to change the scenario in downtown Dayton. Pete, first of all, let's talk about the demolition. It's creating quite a lot of publicity here. What's going to happen?
It sure is. Well, in about 10 minutes, you're going to hear a couple of little clicks and bangs, and in about 10 seconds, the building will be on the ground. And then you'll see a dust cloud for probably about another 10 minutes. And in about 3 months, the debris pile will be gone, and you'll see the beginnings of construction of the complex.
What I was about to say, it's the end of one era and the beginning of another for downtown Dayton, no doubt.
There's no question about it. It is the beginning of a new era, and I think this is going to be a real architectural specialty that I think will redecorate the center of downtown.
Okay, Pete Horan with the 2nd and Main Street Project. Jim and Donna will be giving you a better idea as to just what's take place as the time wanes down to the implosion of the old Rike building. Back to you now in the studio.
All right, Ken, and we're really happy that you have your safety gear on. I know you're going to watch out for all that dust and everything. You know, actually, the best location for you to see the blast is, guess what? Right where you are now, right in front of your television set.
News Center 7 has camera locations all over the city. We're at North St. Clair and East 2nd and at the Dayton Art Institute.
And we also have video cameras at 2nd and Wilkinson, Monument and Ludlow, and of course, News Chopper 7 captures all the action from high above the scene. News Center 7's Paul Hertner is live with a bird's eye view. What are you seeing, Paul?
Indeed. Well, we've got the bird's eye view as we close one chapter on downtown Dayton history, very enthusiastically, I might add, and open another eventually. We will have it all from about a little under 2,000 feet, and quite candidly, we've got a lot of company up here. We're keeping our eyes not only in the building, but about the 6 other aircraft that are flying around downtown Dayton above and below us. So we will let you know what we see, and we're all waiting for the big bang. Back to you in the studio, Donna and Jim.
All right, thanks.
The Rikes building is about to come crashing down. News
Center 7's Ken Jefferson is standing by live at 2nd and Wilkinson with the final countdown. Okay, Ken, take it away.
Thank you, Donna and Jim. I'm like a kid in a candy shop here, a block away from an implosion in downtown Dayton. I wouldn't miss this assignment for the world. This is going to be something that's exciting. Let me give you some ideas to the perspective of what's going to take place here. Let's talk to Mike Campbell real quick. Mike has been following this story for all the past week. Mike, how many charges have we put inside this building here?
Well, we're talking about 2,500 charges, and they're using about 1,000 pounds of explosives in the building. Of course, they have to take out steel columns, they have to take out concrete columns, and they use different types of charges for each of those types of columns. But in all, 1,000 pounds of explosives, 26,000 feet of detonating cord. So again, you can see that is a huge project to, put the whole building up and get it ready to go. And of course, they've had the one-day delay that we talked about earlier.
The reason for the delay was because of the removal of asbestos from the building. It is, of course, an old building. It had been built with a lot of asbestos material. It took the workers a little bit longer than expected to remove some of it, and that's the reason for the delay.
Exactly. In fact, they said they could have went Saturday morning at 8 a.m., but they thought they would have to push their crews a little too quick to get ready for that. They decided they wanted to take their time, make sure they had everything done correctly, and be able to give their workers a safe environment while they finished up their last-minute things. They didn't want them having to work overtime and at night, in the dark building, finishing up their work. So they took the extra day.
What about concern for the area buildings? We've got Elder Bierman on one side. We've got Episcopal Church on the back side. Of course, they've taken some measures to protect themselves too.
Right. They've done a lot of boarding up of windows. They put some black shrouds over some of the buildings, the glass windows and things. But of course, they know exactly. They've done this many times. 7,000 demolitions they've done in this company's history. So they know what they're doing. They really don't think that the surrounding buildings will be in much jeopardy at all.
Okay, Mike, stick close by here because we've got a countdown that's just about underway. Let me give our viewers exactly an idea of what's going to happen here. Now, at 2 minutes, there'll be a two-minute warning, the sound of 2 horn beeps or 2 horn sounds, which will be followed at 1 minute by one single horn sound, and then there'll be a countdown. Down to 10 seconds, the demolition experts will count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and then we'll have radio silence, and then there will be the initial implosion. What will take place will be there'll be a charge, and then there will be 10 seconds of very dull sounding charges, and then the building will collapse 10 seconds after that initial explosion. So, Mike, what can you tell me?
Okay, we've just got a word from CDI that there may be a couple-minute delay. They're actually trying to get a couple people off some nearby rooftops that have evidently wandered in. They haven't told us what building that is, but they're saying that right at this point there may be just a couple-minute delay while they check that. So that is the latest.
Well, we want to go back to Ken right now. We were waiting for the 2-minute siren, and Ken, I guess we want to find out if we've heard it yet.
Okay, Donna and Jim, we've just been given word we've got about a minute and a half before the actual implosion process begins. We can tell you why there's been a delay. It's because there are some spectators.
2 minutes.
Okay, we just heard two horn blasts, which means we have 2 minutes before the implosion actually takes place. In about a minute, we'll have another horn blast, which will signify 1 minute before the process begins. The reason for the delay is that there are a number of spectators in the downtown area on top of buildings. There are even a number of parties taking place near and around to celebrate the implosion. And so some spectators had wandered a little bit too closely. Officials, for their safety, wanted to clear out that area and get the spectators into a safe haven so that they won't be harmed by the initial blast of the building. And a blast, unlike this downtown area has ever seen before. You just heard the 1 minute blast, so we have 1 minute and counting before the implosion process takes place. Nearly 1,000 pounds of charges. Is that correct, Mike?
1,000 pounds of explosives, and you're going to hear the first blast. You're going to hear 19 bangs. Nothing will happen for about 10 seconds. Then you'll hear some more booms, and that's when the building will come down. Total 20 to 25 seconds.
Okay, and I should tell you that when we get to the 10-second countdown, we're going to be quiet. We're going to move out the way, put on our protective gear, and let you enjoy the implosion process as it takes place. We're waiting for the countdown. It will begin momentarily. Let me now put on my protective gear so that we'll all be safe for the dust cloud that's about to emerge.
Okay, you're looking live at the building right now, and we're waiting for the implosion. The delay was caused by some people on some nearby rooftops, but what do we hear now? Sounds like charges going off.
Could be. We're just about due, and as Mike indicated, it'll be several seconds before we actually see anything happen. Definitely the charges.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Watch, everybody. Here it goes.
What a sight.
Look at that mushroom cloud. Isn't that something to see? Just like a movie.
Get ready.
And CDI's work has been featured in 300 television specials. Also, Lethal Weapon, they brought down a building there. Looked just like this.
It did indeed. Well, we have seen history in downtown Dayton. This is a site that many of us will remember for the rest of our lives, and a day that downtown Dayton will remember for the rest of what probably well into the next century, when that new performing arts building
and you know, it's more than just looking at this one picture of the demolition. We're also going to be seeing the views from lots of different cameras, and we're going to be seeing a lot of that at 11 o'clock tonight.
Well, let's get a unique perspective now. Let's call in Paul Hertner, who's a News Chopper 7, and see if we can get his perspective of what he saw. Paul?
And find out if you remain stable up there. Paul?
We're stable up here. I'm going to keep the shot here on this dust cloud. It's remarkable. I mean, it is over the tops of pretty much every downtown building, and at this point I'm seeing it. I'm going to bring this camera out and give you a shot of the river. At this point it is rolling toward the river. It's about a block away. It's hitting Monument Street, and boy, I hope those folks down there at the Monument Bridge, I hope that they have the masks on, because this thing is rolling slowly toward them as it encompasses about a quarter of the entire downtown area. It's a really remarkable dust cloud here.
The dust of history.
That is absolutely amazing. I had no idea that we're going to see a cloud of this magnitude.
I didn't
Did you?
expect the width of it. I expected it to be a much narrower cloud up into the sky and then wafting away. But this is actually enveloping all of downtown Dayton virtually.
Yeah, and I think shortly we need to check with Ken and see how he's doing. He's got his dust mask on. Ken, are you down there?
Yes, Donna, Jim, we are down just a block away. We've got a cloud of dust that has surrounded us. There's not much to see except for the fog of the dust created by the implosion. I can tell you from our perspective, it was nothing shy of spectacular. It lived up to its billing. This was really a tremendous thing to witness from this perspective. Now all that's left is a cloud of dust from the ground. Your best perspective to see it is from the air on Chopper 7, as you can see now.
And folks, you're looking at $2 million going up in dust, basically, because that's what the demolition cost.
And you're looking at a change in the face forever of downtown Dayton.